It's official. The entertainment world is stunned. Stephen Colbert's Late Show has been cancelled, and the ripple effects are being felt across the media landscape. What seemed like a pillar of late-night television, known for Colbert's razor-sharp humor and political jabs, has come crashing down. But what's turning even more heads than the cancellation itself is why it happened. As strange as it sounds, the internet has latched onto a name that keeps surfacing in every theory, every tweet, every post. That name, Meghan Markle. Yes, the Duchess of Sussex is now being blamed for what's being called the mysterious and sudden downfall of one of America's most prominent late-night hosts. Now, let's be absolutely clear. Stephen Colbert's show didn't go quietly. For years, The Late Show was a cultural cornerstone, especially in the post-Trump era, where Colbert's incisive monologues drew in millions each night. He reshaped CBS's identity and became the go-to figure for liberal-leaning audiences. But recent months saw a decline in ratings, loss of creative momentum, and internal rumblings about the show's future. The final straw? CBS pulling the plug out of nowhere. And right when fans were asking why, the internet answered with a bombshell narrative. He got marled! This new term, getting marled, is quickly becoming a viral phrase. Shorthand for what people are calling a reputation crash after close association with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. The theory goes that everyone who aligns too closely with the couple ends up in career quicksand, stuck, sinking, and eventually silenced. Whether it's the drama that followed Oprah Winfrey after the infamous Sussex interview, the media fatigue surrounding Harry's memoir Spare, or the endless controversies around Spotify and Netflix deals gone cold, a pattern is being drawn. And now Stephen Colbert is being marked as the latest casualty. Let's rewind a bit. Colbert has never shied away from expressing admiration for Meghan and Harry. He welcomed Prince Harry onto his show for a high-profile interview, giving the Duke of Sussex a sympathetic platform to promote his memoir, pushing back against critics who claimed the couple were oversharing. That episode alone went viral, sparking waves of backlash and praise, depending on where you stood in the royal drama. At the time, it felt like just another media moment. But now, in hindsight, many online users see it as the beginning of the end. And it's not just casual internet sleuths making this connection. Radar Online ran a piece suggesting that Colbert's decline isn't just unfortunate, it's systemic. The article points to a broader phenomenon where Hollywood elites who embrace Meghan and Harry inevitably see their reputations tarnished. And Colbert, known for riding cultural and political waves with finesse, might have hitched his boat to the wrong current this time. Of course, let's get into the facts. Is Stephen Colbert's show really cancelled because of Meghan Markle? No, that's not factually confirmed. There's no official statement from CBS Colbert or his production team blaming the Sussex connection. The real-world reasons are likely more nuanced: ratings declines, shifts in late-night viewing habits, and the rise of streaming platforms that have gutted traditional talk shows. Let's not forget James Corden, Trevor Noah, Samantha Bee, and even Jimmy Fallon have all seen turbulent times in recent years. Colbert's departure is arguably part of a broader industry trend, not a lone incident caused by royalty. But perception is power, especially in today's media cycle. What people believe and what they tweet, post, and share drives narratives more than ever. And right now, the narrative gaining traction is clear. Getting close to Meghan and Harry is a risky career move. The Marled effect, while based in rumor, is being treated like a cultural truth online. Hashtags like "Noik got marled," "Colbert cancellation," and "Local Sussex effect" are trending, showing just how widespread the belief has become, whether it's grounded in reality or not. Take a look at some of the other supposed victims of this so-called Sussex curse. There's Oprah, who after her bombshell interview with the royal couple faced criticism for the way the discussion was handled, and notably has not had any follow-ups with him since. Spotify executives publicly slammed Harry and Meghan's podcast venture as a failure, with the company parting ways with Archwell Audio after just one season. Netflix, though still technically tied to the Sussex brand, has dramatically scaled back any collaborative buzz, with critics arguing their projects underperformed. Even public figures who simply defend Meghan in interviews often find themselves flooded with online vitriol or accused of virtue signaling. So, while these aren't direct consequences in a legal or professional sense, the social capital surrounding the couple seems to be diminishing and taking others with it. Now, back to Colbert. There's another wrinkle in this unfolding story. Many fans argue that he's not a victim of Meghan Markle, but of his own creative stagnation. In recent months, critics have claimed that The Late Show became too formulaic, relying heavily on political outrage without offering fresh comedic takes. Some segments were accused of becoming preachy rather than funny. The Colbert, who once pushed boundaries with biting satire, was becoming, in the eyes of some, just another voice echoing partisan talking points. That's not a Meghan problem, that's a content problem. However, the Meghan narrative remains too juicy for the internet to ignore. Some see it as a continuation of the couple's increasingly controversial reputation, not just among the British tabloids, but within Hollywood itself. There's a growing theory that Meghan and Harry have burned too many bridges, lost too many allies, and created an atmosphere where association with them becomes radioactive. Whether that's fair or accurate is still up for debate. But in a town like Hollywood, where perception often becomes reality, these patterns can lead to real-world consequences. And yet, we must be fair. A lot of the so-called Meghan blame is pure speculation, not substantiated fact. It's part of a larger tabloid strategy that thrives on fueling royal-related drama, especially when there's a lull in other celebrity news. Meghan Markle has become a media scapegoat in many cases. And while there may be patterns worth analyzing, causation and correlation are not the same thing. But the public doesn't always care about that distinction. Social media thrives on narratives, not nuance. And right now, the Meghan Colbert theory is gaining momentum. Reddit threads are exploding with amateur sleuths connecting dots. X, formerly Twitter, is awash with memes about Colbert sipping tea with Harry while his ratings dropped. YouTube channels and podcasts are deep diving into the Marled phenomenon, treating it like a Hollywood curse. This isn't just gossip, it's become a full-blown media discourse. There's even debate over whether Meghan herself is aware of the theory. So far, neither she nor Harry has commented publicly on Colbert's cancellation or the surrounding controversy. But given how sensitive the Sussexes have been in the past about media portrayals, one can only imagine how this new round of finger-pointing is being received behind closed doors. Some insiders say Meghan is likely furious with the suggestion that she holds that kind of destructive influence. Others believe she might see it as just another sign of the public's obsession with her life, proof that she still holds cultural relevance, even in chaos. And to add another layer, some commentators are now flipping the narrative. They argue that Colbert may have marred himself by leaning too hard into activism and identity politics, using Meghan and Harry not as subjects of satire, but as untouchable figures of admiration. In a time when audiences are craving authenticity and unpredictability, Colbert may have alienated viewers by becoming too predictable, too safe. So where does that leave us? Is Stephen Colbert a casualty of the Sussex effect? Or is this just a convenient scapegoat for a show that ran its course? As always, the truth is likely somewhere in between. It's undeniable that Colbert's alignment with Harry and Meghan gave him a media moment. But whether that moment helped or hurt him is still up for debate. What's not debatable is the fact that Stephen Colbert is now off the air, and Meghan Markle is once again at the center of a media storm she probably didn't see coming. Whether this narrative fades or spirals further out of control depends on what comes next. Will Colbert address the rumors? Will Meghan clap back at the blame game? Or will this all dissolve into the ever-expanding swirl of Hollywood myth? One thing's for sure, in the court of public opinion, perception often trumps truth. And right now, the perception is loud, viral, and filled with hashtags. "He got mauled" isn't just a phrase. It's a warning shot, a meme, a cultural whisper that says, be careful who you align with, because the fallout might not be worth it. As for Colbert, a legendary satirist who made America laugh, cry, and think for over a decade, his legacy isn't gone, but it has been shaken. Whether by ratings or royalty, we may never know. But one chapter is closed, and the conversation around it is only just beginning. Stay tuned. Because in Hollywood, nothing ever really ends. It just gets rewritten.